Rebecca Merkabah dives deep and speaks about real life and ascension to a world who's thirsty for knowledge. Let's go in deep. Let's go in past our ankles, guys. Thanks for listening and enjoy my transparency. I want you to know that, well, if we expect it to happen, then we have to be the happening. We have to make it happen. So, are you ready to stand up and defend a world that is going to be completely different than anything anybody's ever known? Many changes are coming forward. So many people want to laugh or mock or brush off my idea of bringing this channel forth to you all. Rebecca Merkabah, the idea of my YouTube channel. I would say 99.99999% of the people who are in my life, personal life, while they might say, "Oh yeah, that's neat, good job," and act interested in my channel here, there are the nice ones, the ones that say, "Good job, that's neat," or even give it more than a 1 second thought and pretend that they're happy for me and see my vision. I appreciate them for doing that, but they don't even see it. Even the ones that say they do, I can feel it. They don't understand the grandioseness of it. And really, honestly, it was hard for me to wrap my mind around the grandiose vision here that I have with this channel and how absolutely important it actually is. This YouTube channel for me is not just a fleeting moment. It's not just a idea I had that I'm gonna put into a practice maybe for a couple months and it will fizzle out and die down. And it's not just something that I have to fill my time, that I want to do to fill my time like a hobby or something like that, and just to pass the time until I die. It's not just a, "Oh, I'm gonna make a few bucks quick" scheme, or this is something that, it's not even me thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna make a career out of this for a while." It's not about any of that. It's not about becoming famous or something like that. However, it is about getting larger and growing and getting a nice following. It's not. I do want to grow and become bigger and well known and gosh, famous. I mean, I would love that, and I'm not ashamed to say that I am really ultimately would strive towards that goal of being recognized, well known, famous. I think it would feel great. And truly, honestly, that's, you can call, hey, if you want to call it ego, you can call it that. For me, I'm so confident in myself, and I know that it's way much more than just an egoic thing. To become famous to me is like hitting the save the world with my own bare hands jackpot. That's what it means to me. It's, oh my gosh, how many lives I could really touch, and how much change I could actually bring forth. And yeah, it would be amazing to be famous and all the 3D things that go along with it. I mean, to have money to be able to support my family, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been struggling since I had my first child when I was 22 years old. I have not even probably reached the middle class. I'm just skirting by the seat of my britches right now, with a couple of dog groomings here and there. It's enough to fill my kids' bellies, and that's basically it. So for me to expand to the point where I could make some money, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that that's not something that I would absolutely love to have. I mean, I would. And I would love it for materialistic reasons. I would love to have that money so I can go and buy myself a nice Range Rover Jeep, or to be able to purchase like a boat and drive around in a beautiful luxury boat. Not because I want to show off, but I want to be, oh, you know what? Oh, I don't even know if I want a boat at this point, because I would be only thinking about those people out there on this earth who don't have enough money to have a boat. So for me to have a boat, I would feel bad about that because other people don't have it, you know? And I can't just offer my boat out because people will take advantage of it and steal things and ruin it. That's see, when I had a house once, or twice, or three times, I do have that feeling of I can't have so much when there's other people out there that don't have one. And so my way that I can balance that feeling out is to let them come in and live in my house and give them a space in my house. Because then I feel okay about having a house when other people don't. And that didn't work because they would come in and they destroyed my things. They stole my things. They ran off with my stuff. They were in pure survival mode. And so I allowed people that were in pure survival mode to come and inhabit my home with myself and my kids. That was not my most brilliant hour, but I'm that giving. And boy, have I learned a lot. um, if I really have to tell you guys my whole full story someday because I'm not just a pretty face. You'd be shocked. It's the battle wounds that I have. They're deep. The scars are deep, and I don't even like bringing my scars forward because I do know that there's other people out there who have way deeper scars than even I. So who am I to cry about my scars when there's people out there who have gone through even worse? You know. I am that giving of a person. I the only thing I could ever see really or feel was the other person and how they would feel. And I couldn't ever see putting myself before another ever because I see that all over the place in this world, and it sickens me how selfish people can really be. And so my lesson this lifetime is to learn that you have to have a balance. You cannot always put other people first because that's when they start taking advantage of you, taking your things. And you also have to recognize when people are in their survival mode, fight or flight, they are not to be trusted. Because they are trying to provide for their families. So if a person is in fight or flight mode, saying they're in poverty level, no home, things like that, they will do everything they can to get by, and that's taking from people they love and selling their things. And I'm sure they don't feel good about it, but they do it because it's survival. So we have a strong survival instinct, and that's not. God bless the people that stole from me. I had taken in a lot of homeless people throughout my years, and I have lost. I mean, they've stole everything from me. Everything. I mean, like that joke about the kitchen sink. If they could have taken the kitchen sink, they would have. They tried taking my soul, even, but I wasn't allowing that. But I don't look down on these people. I look at them like, wow, you're survivors. You've got strength. You've got tenacity. You got that strong survival in you. And to take something from somebody like me tried giving you a house and who was always nice to you, to take something from a person like that had to take so much inner strength and resolve and just the ability to move on with that kind of guilt. That's strength to me. So you see, I don't look down on the people who took things from me or are homeless or in poverty, or not at all. um and but with that said, I would never ever again on my own, over my dead body, let anybody in survival mode ever live with me in my home again, especially in my home with my kids. I will keep what is mine, what I've earned, because it's sacred. And that is another step in your journey and your learning. That's definitely something I've learned. And so I'm just waiting for God to hand me down my riches, because when I get them, I know that I will treat them as sacred as they should be. Materialistic item things. This new age movement has kind of made materialistic things kind of look bad, like it's a bad thing to want material items. It's bad to want a house because then you're not giving, and that kind of mentality. It was off balance. It was heading towards the right direction, and it was where I was at 10 years ago, but it's not fully correct. It's let's see, where am I at? Almost lost my train of thought here. I have so much to say. Okay, the mentality of material things are bad. Or like you're a bad person, or you have too much ego if you want good things for yourself. If you want a um you should just give up all your materialistic items and go be a monk. And nothing against monks, but get rid of everything and go be in a monastery or, something like that. And people that have materialistic things, well, they must be bad. They must be selfish or egotistical, or, so we really started to look down on materialistic things, the 3D. It became like a thing like I'm trying to avoid the 3D. And it's like I'm realizing, okay, if we want to we're trying to bring the 3D with us this time, because it's been said we want to bring our materialistic bodies into our ascension this time. For the first time ever, humanity wants to try to do this, to ascend in the material, to ascend and keep your materialistic bodies. So basically, yeah, and but then there's a lot of this matrix is bad and we need to get rid of the matrix and we need to rise up to the 5D and get rid of the 3D altogether. And I literally have just come out of that mentality into the realization that if we want to bring our 3D bodies with us and the matrix with us, we have to learn how to work with the 3D bodies and the matrix. And we're something's off kilter. So we're not doing something right, because the Great Awakening, it happened a long time ago, especially like 2020, and we thought everything was just going to magically go back together, fix itself, because we had so many people in the 5D. It didn't work. We had so many people in the 5D, and then all of a sudden, the reality check hit, and they were shot back down to the 3D, and it's like, okay, what happened here? Because we're all sitting here waiting still for this awakening in 2025. So we're like, a lot of people have given up by this point. They are like, fuck it, I lost everything through this awakening. I tried and it's not happening. So they stop listening to higher self channels. They stop channeling. They pretty much give up their spirituality and go back to the 3D. So what I'm saying is trying to rid ourselves of ego or the 3D matrix or our materialistic things, our money and things like that. It doesn't work. We want to bring physical with us. So, that's why I went through everything I've gone through in my lifetime. That is why I was in a position where I had a lot of money once, and I was in a position where I lost it all, and I tried to ascend into the 5D, and I was shot back down. That's why I went through everything I went through, and it's clear to me. It's because and now I'm back to, I went off on a rampant page there, a rant, which I tend to do sometimes. But I'm going to get back on track with the whole, if I do get these riches, so say this channel was to make it big and I get $1 million some dollars from it, and a home, a house, and a boat and a car, or whatever things, material things. Say that happens. I know if that was to happen, like when I started the channel or even a few years ago, I know what would have happened. If it would have been successful, I would have gotten my success, and it would have been fleeting. I would have gotten these things and I would have thought that I wasn't deserving of them. And while other people are out there without anything, how can I have all these things? That would be my mentality, that the materialistic world is not good, that I'm rising up to 5D, so I need to drop to 3D. And going through all those things, I would have ended up losing everything again. Just like I lost my pet grooming business, which was near and dear to my heart, and I can't even bring that up without crying. So yes, I had a pet grooming business that was very successful for a while. I loved it and I lost it, and I still cry about it. But I don't want to go off on that rant right now. You guys will find out about my life if you keep on watching this channel. And I do believe that there's going to be some strength and some power here in my words, in my determination, and in my capacity to not give up. And I'm not just, my whole point of starting to talk to you was going to be a short little blurb. I wanted to point out the fact that I am not playing around with this. This channel is serious to me. It's not a fleeting idea for me. It's not a hobby for me. It's not a joke for me. It's not just doing it for fun, kind of thing. And it's the real deal for me. It's serious for me. I seriously know that I have knowledge that can help millions, because I see what the world is struggling with right now, and I see that I just went through it, and I can help the people who are in the next step. And you know what? The way I can help them is giving them somebody to relate to. Hopefully, they don't have to learn the harder way like I did. Hopefully, they can learn from my mistakes. And the mistakes I made in my life, if I didn't speak about them, and if I didn't help other people learn how to not do the same thing, if people don't learn from my mistakes, then what was the point of me going through it? I mean, the most fulfilling thing I can do is give back because honestly, I have learned from my mistakes. I have finally, Rebecca Merkabah, insert my real name. No, I mean, Merkabah is more real of a name to me than my real name, but I, Rebecca Lee, have made many, many mistakes in my life, and I will continue to make more. But I have learned from them, and I have learned valuable lessons that this earth desperately needs right now. This earth, okay, this is what I'm saying. When people want to mock me and laugh and kind of giggle off my channel like it's a joke, I want to say to them, the world needs my knowledge right now, needs me to speak like the world, like the deserts need rain. The world is thirsty for what I've got to say. The world is going to absorb what I have to say like a sponge absorbs water. The world needs my knowledge. As a person walking in the desert needs water, that's how much the world needs my knowledge right now. Yeah, they need to hear about what I've been through. And simply that, all I need to do is talk about what I've been through and what I've learned from it. And if people want to take it, great. If they are in the situation that I was in a few years back, they will soak up my knowledge like a sponge. Because if I soaked up knowledge like a sponge back then. I know I did. Watching higher self, watching all these things, and it's my spirituality is what pulled me through. And if somebody didn't start the higher self channel, I might not have made it through. One person could affect so many people. And so, yeah, I'm not going to stop. And this is not a joke. This is some real life stuff. This is some real life things that I've been through. So, like recently, a loved one kind of laughed about my YouTube channel, and right in front of me, kind of there was another person in the room, and they said something like, "Oh, you're gonna put it on your YouTube channel and talk about it," and just kind of laughing, and thought maybe I would laugh along with. I don't know. And then she looks and she turns around. She says, I don't need anybody to speak for me because I have enough to say already. I don't need anyone to speak for me because if I want to speak, I will speak for myself or something along the lines of that. And it was like she wasn't attacking me, but she was. And she just kind of laughed it off and thought, and really she thought I just laughed it off and brushed it off and walked away. Oh no, that little moment in my life, I think about quite a bit. Like it gave me, and I want to thank this person. And you probably won't even be listening to me this far, so you most likely won't even hear this. But person who ridiculed me about my channel, thinking it's just like this little plaything for me, I want to say to you, thank you. Thank you so much because it was because of you that I really gave this my final push this week. I've put out a lot of content and I'm going to continue to put out content. Finally, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. And if it weren't for that little laugh from somebody and me thinking, like now it's on. No, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how much this world needs my knowledge. And it's not about that. Obviously, it's not about a competition, but I'm not going to lie when I say it's going to be real nice when I hit that millions of subscribers to look at that person in the face who was laughing me off and say, look now. Now, do you think that you have, whatever she said about it? Anyway, I'm not mad though. People often mistake my, I don't know, mistake me for being mad when I'm just like, something else. Like, I'm really not mad at her. Maybe it's because I should be mad and the rest of the world would be mad at her. I'm not mad at her. I'm like I'm thankful that she's always been kind of a little prick on my side. She's always been kind of a little naysayer to me. She's never really believed in me. Other people also, dear to me, never really believed in me. And really just brushed me off. And especially this channel. You don't know how many times like I've thought oh my god, this is the one. Like I listened to myself back and I'm like, holy shit, I'm good at this. Like that was really powerful, I think, to myself about myself. And I like want to share it with family, like my accomplishment or like hear this. It's really good. They won't, honest to God, they get irritated with me the second I put it on and I say, hey, watch my video. Like every single person in my personal life, they will like they'll stop listening to it after like 2 seconds. Maybe they'll listen for like 3 seconds and then they'll be like, their mind goes blank and they wander off, or they start scrolling through their own phone, or they turn it off, or they're like, I've heard you before, why do you have to play this? What do you like listening to yourself? You have some kind of a ego problem? You like to watch it? It's like never turns into this interaction where they say, wow, Beth, this is great, which is what I'm really hoping. Like, that's what I'm thirsty for. That's why I see this cool little synchronistic family here of the Merkabah family of light, Rebecca Mercado's family of light, as this little synchronistic, little synergistic motion, because I see that there's people thirsty for my knowledge, for my life, just thirsty for my life, listening to what I've been through, and just using it as a stepping stone, I suppose. Like, people are thirsty for what I have to say. And so there's that. But it's not, they are going to get back to me just as much as I'm giving to them. Because what I'm really thirsty for right now is recognition and knowledge in my power, and recognition and knowledge in my videos, recognition and knowledge of me as somebody that could potentially be important, and bring forth change. And it's that somebody that I love playing one of my videos and like really thinking it's good, not just pretending it's good, but being like, wow, that's so good. Like, just, I don't know why I want that. And I'm gonna cry right now because my family are good people. They've been there for me so through all of my 3D things. If it weren't for my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. For sure, I wouldn't be talking to you. So I'm so appreciative of them. But there's something that they never, not a single one of them could ever give to me fully, and that is recognition and knowledge of my passions, and of the hard work that I put in, and the good things. Especially recognition of this channel, like my videos. My videos, while they haven't been very many and they're only 200 people, it's not a huge following at all. And, a few people here and there have heard my videos, and it's not a big deal right now, right? But for me, it is a big deal. I've tried to make that point known to my family that this channel is important to me. I do believe in it, like for real believe in it. And will you please just like listen to it? Just try to listen to it and see what like, just because it's really good. And I have never gotten, I don't think a family member, anybody in my family or close to me, any of my loved ones have ever fully listened to a whole video straight all the way through. And if they have, they've never come up and said, congratulated me or told me about it. They, so not even the people that have done the most for me, and that I see as amazing, wonderful, loving people. Like okay, dad, I'm gonna put you on the chopping block, but my dad's the greatest dad in the world. So I want to do a whole entire thing on my dad someday about what it takes, what it means to be a good man in this world, because he's got it, and like a good, solid man. But however, dad has not, he won't go near my videos. So he's very church going Catholic. So, my videos are a little bit controversial to him. And so probably for that fact, he won't. However, you know what? I take that back. My dad, he's an incredible person. He is really the only person in my life, because I do remember a couple of years ago him watching one of my videos, and it wasn't like too woo woo, like too spiritual. It was more down to earth one. And I do recall him saying, wow, Beck, that was really good. Like, good job. So I take that back, and I really do think he liked it. Not just saying he did. So, Dad, thank you, because you are the only one. You're the only one who's given my videos a second glance. So, yeah, just being fully transparent with you guys, because really that's the only way I can be. And take it or leave it, really. That's my exact purpose, is to be fully transparent with my audience, to be 100% genuine. To not hide anything, because I'm not ashamed of my wound, my battle scars, or my mistakes. I'm proud of the fact that I've evolved, and I hope that. My phone died for a second, so I had to turn it off and come back to it. Well, I just wanted to create a little closing here. Just didn't want to just end it like that. Like I said, I didn't even mean for that to be a long video. I just wanted to point out a few things that were on my mind. Because I think I said before, it's like time for people that are on the level as mine, same level, to start to purge our information. Whether that be writing, singing, speaking, acting, writing, whatever way it is. People who are, pretty much up there at the top of the, the light team, who's worked very hard to get where they're at. Who has experiences to share, life experiences to share, and really has the wisdom to be able to grasp higher consciousness
things, which would be so many things, not overreacting. There's just it's a complete change in personality and character. I promise you that. So the ones who are fully ready to embrace their awakening and step away from everything that they once were, um, those people who are truly receiving the gift right now of not having to go through reincarnation anymore, and to be at that trainer level. We are going through that collective purge. Um, I always picture in my mind it's like we're going upstairs, and some people are on my step, some people are on a different step than I'm on. There may be people on the other step below them. It doesn't mean they're below. It just means they're on a different step. Um, there's people, many, like most of the people on the planet right now. This is why they're calling this part the awakening, is because most of the people are at least on the step below mine, which is the step where you start to really seek seek out truth and seek out awakening and seek out spiritual things. Spirit is rising for the first time and reaching for that philosopher's stone. um so I've been there pretty much the whole time that I've been on YouTube. I've been on that step, and now I'm on just a step above that. I believe I am moving up even farther. The more I purge information onto you, the more it seems that new information comes in. So I picture it like I'm like really just purging the final stuff that I had, clutter that I had, and then I'm going to be able to ascend into my highest God self, which right now there's a very thin line there, and I can communicate with my higher self very easily, and most of the time be my higher self. Sometimes I still slip back, but I'm there. I'm right there. So the reason I say that is because I want to put it's like my credentials. It would be like somebody saying I have a bachelor degree or I have a master's degree. That is really the difference between people and the step below me, is that they just haven't graduated into my class yet. So that's how I see the ascension. Everybody's on their own step. I've said this since the beginning. That I said this even when I barely had the information and I was reaching from somewhere deep down inside me. I said this on YouTube. Because now I understand the concept so much more clearly. But we are all on an individual step, and it's just like they show. If you ever seen the tree of life and stuff and the Kabbalah, get to know those things. They are important, and really I didn't fully know exactly what the Kabbalah was when I was inside of it trying to figure it out. Now that I have gotten beyond to up to Keter in the tree of life to the I am presence, now suddenly the whole thing is making sense to me. It's like all of a sudden these spiritual concepts that I was speaking of for a long time, but was just pulling them out of the invisible, having faith. Now it's like I know them to be true. Now I've seen my proof that they are true, and I understand them in a way that I have been through them, in a way that I'm not just I've seen it now. Um, so please trust me, awakening is real. Ascension is real, and I know that more now than I've ever known in my life. And right now, we are rising up in a level. Whether you like it or not, the energy is being pushed forward. So, this is the reason why I feel like it's necessary also for me to talk right now, is because the energy is being pushed forward, whether we like it or not. So it's like, are you going to get trapped with way too much dense, if you didn't speak when you wanted to, and you didn't fully embrace your spiritual awakening like you wanted to, and you keep on holding onto all these past regrets and past fears and past doubts and past baggage, then it's going to be hard for you to rise up onto the next level, and the earth is going while you're going to stay back, and you don't want that. So I'm not trying to put fear into anybody, nobody, but I mean, just by listening to me, um you've got what it takes just by having the curiosity to listen to me. And if you listen to me and understand the deeper concepts, then you're good. So that's like, I'm just saying, use me as your example, if nothing else. So just putting my credentials out there. I'll be doing, I have a whole setup now. I have a plan for this channel. I have Merkabah Monday. um it's going to be a surprise, so just wait. I have, each day has a certain thing that I'm going to do for you guys. It's pretty cool. Today is Synergistic Sunday because that word popped in my head today, and it's the catalyst for everything that I've been talking about. It bumped me into a new reality. Just that word. That word alone rose me up about 10 levels. The word synergy means for two or more corporations or entities to come together on a concept or idea, where the sum of them two working together in cooperation is more than the sum of them working separately. So basically, you get what I'm saying? It's working together. We have discovered that working together in cooperation makes things happen much more effectively and quicker. And so that's where I'm going to put out something soon here. Breaking news is going to be put out that you won't believe it, but the light. And then it's probably a good thing, because I was getting way off track, or I kept going off rambling, getting sidetracked. But I think everything I said had, or I know everything I said had, like, it had a lot of meaning to me. And so what I said will be, and I will post it, because this is like my deep inner thoughts, and I'm going to do these for you. These thoughts randomly will come up, and I'm not going to be on the screen. I'm only going to be a voice behind the recording, because these are the thoughts that are very transparent, very true to me, very meaningful for me, and these are the ones that I hope that really make an impact on people. And so I don't want to take away from the words with any other distraction. I like to do fun, fancy videos, and get done up with fancy filters sometimes and have fun with them. I like to do that as well. And those, you take them seriously. The card readings, everything, I take everything seriously. But these deep inner thoughts, these are the things that have really been beckoning me. The reason I make this channel, and the reason that I think I have knowledge that can help a lot of people right now. So keep on listening, guys. If you are going through your purge part of the spiritual awakening, which I know many of you are, hang in there. It will not last forever. I can tell you that. So just know that you have somebody here that, as much as I could say, well, I've always been intuitive and everything, and I definitely can do readings for the future and feel the future and all the card readings, but at the end of the day, these are things I can speak on, these things, because I've actually been through these things. And so the advice, if I do give advice, it's real advice coming out of a place of really understanding, because I've been there. I've always had a strong feeling in life, or I'm so sorry. For some reason, when I talk a lot, I probably need to drink more water. I get really grumbly, my voice does. But I'm so sorry, I lost my train of thought. Shoot, it just like left me, and it's not coming back. What was I talking about? Jeepers creepers, I don't know, but well, I guess perhaps right now isn't the best talking time, because my voice is starting to cut out, literally cut out, and my brain is starting to check out too. I can't think. Maybe God wants me to listen instead of talk right now. I bet that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to tell me. So I'm gonna hold off on speaking for a little bit, and I will definitely come back your way. There, and went off of it, God.